Gil, I wanted to ask you what advice, because we've mentioned it twice now, but what advice would you give Ja Morant?
Um, Even though it's not going to be taken because he's 23 on top of the world, the advice is understand your surroundings. Um, Put people around you who have the same interest, and that interest is protecting your brand. Even if it's not your interest, make it theirs. So you need people around you that's willing to tell you no, that's willing to, hey, you've taken too many shots. Put it down, right? It's 1 o'clock in the club. We have to leave. You need people around you that's willing to be your conscience, right? Because obviously, at the age you are, just being realistic, 23, went to school 2 years, all the money in the world, the face of this, the face of that. You're more like, in your mind, godlike, right? Um, so, with that being said, you need people around you that can think like a real human, and that's going to protect you until you're old enough to really start thinking, right? Because, like LeBron, the same guys that are around him now are the same guys that was there then. So they understood the role, they understood the vision, they understood the finish line. He needs to find people around him that understands the same thing.
It's valid. Gil, you mentioned when you were in Orlando, it was a different time for you. You're coming off the suspension from bringing the guns into the locker room. You've had a series of knee procedures done. You're sort of not the same player, and you're talking about a strong. You've always had a strong personality, but a strong personality as a player prior to those injuries. I didn't even realize, man. Like, I'm turning 39 in a month. You're 41, and the last time you played in the NBA was 2012, and I didn't even realize we were that close in age because you seemed so much older than me because you got to the league so much earlier than me. And I guess, how have you sort of reflected on the pre-injury Gilbert Arenas, the time of having sort of the prime of your career taken away by injuries, and just do you feel like you got robbed? And obviously you made a lot of money. I'm not talking about fiscally robbed, but did you feel like you got robbed of some of the joy of the game that you had prior to those injuries?
Yeah, when it came to the joy, the work ethic, what's so funny is I even tell myself, and I tell my son, like, if there's one thing that I can go back and do, and I'll say I'll work more. Right. I want to work more now. Now after games, I can work out. Like, LeBron goes to the gym at 1. Oh, I can go to the gym at 1. I can just sleep there. Like, that's what runs through, my mind of, when I think about the past. Now, I robbed myself of my career. I didn't understand my knee injury. Right. I'm thinking about, right, it's a knee, the shit fixes itself, or we do a little rehab and I can get back to what I'm doing, and, everything's going to be great. So I didn't really understand the process of, taking time off, letting it heal, listening to your body, and, get healthy, then go out there, perform, right? If I'm 25%, 50%, I'm going out there playing. And that was the ignorance of who I am. So I really robbed myself of the career, that, because if I would have took and understood that this is a serious injury, right? Take your time, go through the process, right? You might not be able to start the season this year. You know what I mean? I got injured. I'm trying to start the season. So I'm rehabbing to make sure I'm there game 1. Unrealistic. And, but I played game 1, 8 games later, I'm out the whole season again. So it was just me being just arrogant, just an arrogant basketball player who thought he was invincible.
Yeah. That was my big takeaway from being your teammate. Just a fucking arrogant guy. That's how I felt about you.
And the funny part is, and that was like 25% me, right? That was 25% me. And when I look back at the Orlando day, right? And when I look at the team, the most talented team I've ever had, and I think pre-injury me there, we would have fucking blasted through the East. And the reason I say that is my personality would have told Stan to shut the fuck up. Don't talk to our players like this, right? Don't talk. I need to pass him the ball and he needs to hit shots. So you're going to have to shut the fuck up. Don't talk to him, talk to me. And that's what I would have did, right? Don't talk to him like that. Like, and I would have took because mentally I can take the dumb shit he says, right? But, everyone can't, right? So I would have said, talk to me. I'll relay it to him, but you're not going to just sit there and yell at him and then you expect him to go out there and hit 3 threes. That's not how the game works, and that's not how he works, so we're not going to pull this shit. And, when I was a rookie, I did that with, Jason Richardson, right? We have to go through, what was it, rookie hazing? And you couldn't rookie haze the number 5 pick, Jason Richardson. No. He ain't picking your bags up. No, he's the number 5 pick. He makes more than you. He's not picking your bags up. I'll do it. And I'm gonna do it if I want to do it. I'm not gonna do it because you told me to do it. So I was one of those type of guys. So, if I was mentally there, then, the whole Stan thing is like, yo, you coach, and let the players relay the messages to the players because you're doing a horrible job at it.